Welcome to our bite-sized tips video on the Port of Olden and whether it is possible to do both the Briksdal Glacier and the Loen Skylift in the time you have at port. Before we start though, do please consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already done so. And remember, if you like the video, hit that like button. Okay, so the short answer on whether you can do both is that it depends on how much time your cruise ship will be in port for, so do find out. When we were on P&O Iona, we docked at 9:30 a.m. with sail away at 5:30 p.m, which gave us 8 hours. To do both excursions, you'll need at least 6 hours, and we would recommend doing the glacier first due to the walking involved, and then the skylift after, which allows for any morning mist to clear. However, this may differ for you depending on where your cruise ship docks in Olden. When we were there, we docked right beside the small cruise port in Olden. But there was a celebrity ship docked in the waters near to the skylift, which had tenders to take passengers to the port side in Loen, 6 kilometres away from the Olden cruise port. If this is the itinerary for your cruise, you may wish to go up the skylift early in the day before the queues start, so bear this in mind. Before we mention the excursions, Olden is a port which is at the furthest end of the 106-kilometre Fjord. If you can, we'd suggest you're up early to take in the breathtaking scenery as it rolls by at the crack of dawn as we did. The Briksdal Glacier was formed 2,500 years ago and spans a distance of 2 kilometres from the plateau. The glacier has sadly shrunk considerably over the past 15 years due to climate change, so now is the best time to see it before it shrinks back even further. You can either book an excursion with a cruise line or book privately with a local company such as Olden Adventure. It's also possible to make your own way there by public bus, but that may not stop directly outside, so be sure to check the timetable and route beforehand. We booked a P&O excursion which left soon after 9:30 in the morning, and the journey took 30 minutes to travel the 24 kilometres. There was also an afternoon excursion which left around 1 p.m. If you choose to go with Olden Adventure, they have 2 morning trips, but the ticket covers the transport there and back only, and not the extra tea and coffee, which we enjoyed by booking the cruise excursion. The cost of the Olden Adventure trip is currently 475 Norwegian kroner, so do check the cost of the excursion at the time of your cruise to see if it's worth it. From the lodge at the car park to the glacier itself, it is a distance of 2.5 kilometres, and should take around 45 minutes to walk. Troll cars are available to avoid the walk up, but there is still a 700-metre walk to the glacier itself from the point the troll cars stop. The cost of this option with Olden Adventure is currently 800 Norwegian kroner. The paths are mainly gravel, and although hilly at the start, it does get easier. Around halfway, there is a shortcut with steps and a handrail, though if you wanted to avoid these, you can follow the path. Either way, the spectacular scenery all around you makes the walk to the glacier exhilarating. On the whole, cruise ship excursions are more expensive than privately arranged ones. However, the advantage in this instance were the delicious cakes and hot drinks that were part of the ticket price, as well as the guide on the coach who talked about the area during the 30-minute drive. The Loen Skylift is situated 6 kilometres from the cruise port and is one of the steepest cable cars in the world. The cable cars hold 35 people and take 5 minutes to travel 1,000 metres to the top. When we visited, the cruise excursion to the skylift was significantly more expensive than booking a ticket via Olden Adventure, so we'd suggest comparing before you make your decision. We chose Olden Adventure and paid 850 Norwegian kroner each, which covered both the transport to and from the skylift and the skylift itself at 575 Norwegian kroner. You can buy tickets on the day, which we did, as we were not sure how long the glacier trip would take. The booking office is within the building right outside where the cruise ship docks. The advantage of booking tickets on the day is that you can judge by the weather how good the view would be and if it is worth visiting. Another option is to make your own way via public transport, though the bus is not a frequent service. When you get to the top, you can stay inside the restaurant area, which has a panoramic view over the edge of the mountain and down into the fjord. Despite the size of Iona, she looked tiny in the distance from the top of the mountain. For those more adventurous, there are numerous hiking trails. We were there in early May and were welcomed with freshly fallen snow. You also need to be aware that the temperature is significantly colder at the top than it was at the bottom of the lift, so layers are suggested, as is suitable footwear if you intend to walk in the snow. How long you spend at the top will depend on how much time you have till sail away and the queues for the downward lift. Although the journey down is just 5 minutes, there are only 2 lifts. Be mindful that if the queue is long, you could be waiting a while to get down. If you are taking a cruise ship excursion, they will advise what time you need to start your journey down, and the coaches will be at the bottom of the lift at an agreed time. If you use Olden Adventure, the shuttle bus goes back and forth between the cruise ship and the Skylift every 30 minutes. We thoroughly recommend both excursions, and we felt this port was the most memorable and enjoyable than the others on this itinerary. If you are prepared to get up early so you can get a head start and pay slightly more to have a trip with transport, then it is perfectly feasible to go to both places. It's also possible to save some money if you consider a non-cruise ship excursion and walk to the glacier rather than booking a troll car. If you want to see more on this port, then check out the video link at the end or check out our Norwegian Fjords cruise playlist. So what do you think? Have we covered everything? Or was there something you think we missed? We would love to hear about your adventures in Olden, so do leave any comments below. And remember, if you like this video and haven't already done so, please do consider subscribing to our channel for more videos. And remember, stay curious.